having a woman that put up with my shit and loved me for 38 years. You know, if and I'm not bitter. I'm just devastated that I lost my son, but I'm not bitter over that.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
only I only bring this up because you know who I heard this from? This is going to shock you. I know you know nothing about this. I saw a video from Logan Paul, who thought that you were bitter.
yeah,
You hear about that by any
yeah, I
chance?
did.
Yeah.
Actually, you guys sent it to me.
Okay.
You got on a group
How
text.
long does the ruse? How long does the ruse go on here?
You
I
guys sent
send
it
you
to me.
videos of shirtless guys in the woods all the time. This one just
I thought
happened to be talking about
I
you.
thought that was weird. I thought that like, okay, if I look at it this way, and I always try to look at things with as much common sense as I can. If one of my boys came up to me and said, "Hey Nash, fucking Dom Thornton, fucking cut a scathing promo on Venmo today on you," I'd be like, "Who?" You know, Don Thornton. No, I don't know him. You know what though? What did he say? Tell me, and I'll put together something. Take off my shirt and put some hair product in, so my hair doesn't look as horrible as it normally does. And I'll cut a promo back at him, but and I'll tell him, I'll say like, no, not fuck me, fuck you. And if you watch it back, it's I didn't say fuck you. I said fuck you from the boys. I'm not. I guess I'm one of the boys, so I guess yeah, you could. I guess technically, but I don't have a dog in the race, man. I don't. It's like I have nothing. I don't have anything in the race. So I love the fact that the boys are making that kind of money. You know, it's just that the rebuttal was, you know, we I just took it like in character when we talked about it, and just just did what you do. You just embellish a little bit because well, fuck, we'll get a soundbite out of this, and we'll just but so I really so this comes out, and I look at it and I said, I said, to tell you the truth, I said, I really don't like know anything about him. I said, I remembered the first time I heard his name. Not gonna fucking go there. Um, he has more than paid his dues on that. He fucking has apologized, and that's and I'm just not going. It's that's bullshit. That would be a bitter old man that would kick somebody in the balls when they're taking a shower and they got their eyes full of soap. So but the thing that I remember, the first time that I really like noticed him was I believe it was against Roman, and I think it was the Saudi match, and he fucking was on the top rope, and he like cut a promo with his own phone in his hand, and he fucking
And then
filmed a
the dive.
dive,
Yeah.
and I just saw like wow, because like even and he there was different times, after that I would watch him, and he would take the people would pop, and he would film the people, and then he would put it on his social
Hmm.
media, and I said, wow, I said, that's like taking this whole thing to a different level. And there's the this is fucking, I mean, nobody laid that out for that fucking kid. So and I think his athleticism's amazing,
Yeah.
but I also fucking, you know, when I go someplace and somebody's getting that kind of push and getting paid that kind of money, um, I ask some questions because I'm still one of the boys. And I said, I asked a person like that has been in the ring with him. I said, how is he? And he says, he says he's amazing, as far as what he can do physically. He said he doesn't remember anything. And
Meaning having worked through a match prior with that person, like
well,
doesn't remember what they agreed to do.
and I mean, I don't know how much truth there is to this or not, but I mean, for the match in Puerto Rico, or maybe it was summer. I don't know, but they brought a ring down and brought a couple of trainers or two boys, or I don't know who the fuck. But anyway, they went. They go through his matches. So, and then he said like maybe I think he said maybe he should get more adept of knowing the history or whatever the fuck it is. And
So
I mean, he's smart as fuck because, like, Puerto Rico, man, I want to think there's maybe like a 4% tax or some shit there. Like, it's like a super tax haven, and for him and his brother both. Um, yeah, so he's living at the Ritz Carlton, you know, and they did. I'm quite sure that had to be his crib. That when L.A. Knight came, remember he came home and L.A. Knight was in his pool. They shot that angle before SummerSlam. Did you remember that?
that was there. That was
That had to have been his crib
okay, right?
because there's no way that Logan Paul's not going to use his crib if it's that nice. Nor is he going to fucking get on a plane and go anywhere when he's got like, well, you can come to me. So yeah, that's the
So
L.A.
just
Knight gimmick.
for clarity, flying a ring down. The company WWE flies a ring down with people for him to
WWE's
work
got
through the
rings
match with.
everywhere.
All right, so they're a ring. They erect one in Puerto
They
Rico.
might they
wherever it
might
is.
they might have fucking had a ring down there that they were going to use for the pay-per-view and just set it up someplace else instead of the arena for him to use for 2 weeks. And I'm not saying that I mean hey man, he still has to go down there for 2 weeks and put in time and bounce around and go through that shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that you're not a top five guy if you can't. And when I was 42 years old, if you can't go out there and I'm sitting in Hulk's fucking dressing room drinking beer, and we got 12 minutes, and they give us the finish, and your music plays and mine plays, and I go out to the ring, you're not one of the top five guys if you don't know what the fuck we're doing. If you can't just go out there and call it.
Well, so my point in bringing up the ring was that in comparison, listen, the whole statement you made, which started this whole thing, was just talking about the fact that comparing the schedule from when the boys, your boys, were working
Yeah.
all the time and were to be expected to go wherever,
You
whenever,
know what?
and
I
go out there and produce without having the benefit of having worked through this pay-per-view match for 2 weeks prior. And then I think what you're alluding to is him not remembering any of what was done.
it's just
By
he has to be reminded. Um, but at the same time, I sit there and I remember the first time I watched Saving Private Ryan, and I'm like, and they hit the beach, and I just sit there and I'm just like, holy! I mean, could you imagine pitching that to today's generation? So we're gonna get in these fucking really shitty, not very seaworthy crafts, and we're gonna hit this beach that they've fortified for the last 2 fucking years. They've got machine gun fire, mortars, bombs, mines, missiles, everything that you can imagine. And yeah, we're probably going to take 50% casualties, but we will get through there. And those guys in that thing going, all right, we're in. Like, so I equate that to these guys nowadays. The new crew. There's no. They're talking about cutting back on house shows.
Yeah, I was going to get to that
You
later.
know,
Yeah.
so they're going to even cut back more so. And when you got $5 billion from Netflix, you really don't like. I think that the light bulb went off when the most profitable that they were was during COVID.
Mm, right. All right. So suffice it to say, um, this is over. Well, I won't have to be sending you any social media shorts.
You know what? I just I pray that he doesn't get hurt. I hope he has a good run. I'm not going to stop drinking primes. you know, I mean, I'm a 65-year-old fucking dude, man. Like, I don't even I don't know what the fuck Vine is. I don't know. You know, I
Fine.
I just look at it and I say that because I looked at I he said he didn't know me. I'm thinking, well, dude, I don't fucking know you either. So let me look up, and they had his net worth at $150 million, and I said, well, let's take things into perspective. If I had $150 million, I'm not too sure I'd fucking be be super fucking laser focused. I think I'd just get my shit in and call it a day. Because worst case scenario is going to tell you to take a hike, right?
Paul, send me a ring. Send
Yeah.
me a ring to Daytona.
No, I mean, but I tell I'm in the Hall of Fame. I had a great run. I was blessed. I was blessed. I go out not as much as I used to, but I still go out at least one weekend a month and do signings or do appearances. And I'm blessed with, man, like 30 years of just loyal, great fans uh, that are kind to me, and we have great dialogue. People that if I come to an area, they come back, and I signed the last picture we took together, and so I mean,
It's stupid to say you're bitter. It's stupid. It's
well,
stupid for anyone to say.
but he doesn't know me,
It's a
so
worked
that's
pro. I
fine.
think it was a worked promo, though, kid.
Yeah,
Don't.
but it
Did you
wasn't.
get that sense at all? No, it wasn't done well, but it was
I
the
watched it one time. I
the
didn't.
fake laughter when he says the boys. He said, "I'm not one of the boys. I'm not one of the boys." It just seemed like a work. That's all.
I didn't put that much thought into it. I just thought that if somebody that I didn't know got a promo, I mean, last thing I'd do would react.
There was a lot of work. It was about 2 seconds of looking at the promo. Going, okay, it's a wrestling promo I'm looking at here. This isn't someone who's pissed
Yeah,
off.
no, on top of that, I mean, he is a employee on Team WWE, which is Team Paul, which is I mean Paul Levesque, not Logan Paul. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that him and his brother are both they're really good at what they do. I think like you take his brother with the Tyson thing, and originally that was going to be 2 minute rounds. I think 12-ounce gloves or 16-ounce gloves, or it was going to be an exhibition, and people went, "Oh fuck, I'm not watching that shit."
Mm.
And they were buddy buddy, you know. Oh, we just I respect you, da, 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 da. And then they went, okay, this isn't going to draw. So all of a sudden, Tyson kind of floats off, and uh, Paul picks up his game a little bit, and now all of a sudden it's like it's a pro fight, back down to fucking 8-ounce gloves, 3-minute rounds, and now there's some intrigue, and now people are saying, because anybody that's watched, and I don't think I missed a Tyson fight, including buying the one against Jones. I mean, Tyson was, Tyson to me was just, and still is. I mean, I consider him a friend, and I consider him a fucking just, the only other person that I can even put in the same breath in my lifetime is Ali.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I don't think Ali would have fared well against Mike Tyson.
Boxing is nowhere near today what it was when, I mean, Tyson's era, mid 80s through mid 90s, right? Where a little later, maybe. I think the Lennox Lewis one and the Holyfield trilogy. Was it a trilogy or 2 fights with Holyfield?
Oh, Lennox Lewis was a good boxer. Holyfield was a great
Yeah,
boxer.
but I'm saying that they were events. What are you doing for the fight Saturday?
I think Fury brought that back to a degree with Wilder. I think that
nowhere near though, Kevin.
well, but it was as close as we got. I mean, it's really hard, man, with UFC to it's so hard, and then UFC. I mean, UFC they have events quicker than Goldberg got wins.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's UFC 4,005,297. I mean, they
Mm-hmm.
just it seems like they've got, and each one of them, is it's the biggest card they've ever had. And the shelf life of a UFC guy is so short. You know,
Mm-hmm.
guy's 3-9, and he's one of the best guys, and because it's anybody can win on any night. So it's
The Tyson fight is still allegedly happening on
November
15th,
15th. Yeah.
by the way. So,
No, I actually saw. I was on Netflix the other day, and like I went to my home, and they had an ad for that came up.
okay,
Paul versus Tyson.
I'll be down in Florida in November. I forget what date. So if we're around,
I'll
maybe
definitely I'll
we'll
watch
sit
it.
around.
Yeah,
We had some feedback from last week's show.